This is the Naples Police Department Citizen Review Board. This was back on December 29th, 2021, where Open Government Investigations had his complaint heard in front of this Citizen Review Board. Before they started the meeting, one of the board members had to ask the police if it was okay for us to record the actual meeting itself. Not only that, but the city attorney also had to ask the police if that was okay. This is very concerning, when they are the ones that are supposed to see if these officers are acting within their duties and within the law. Because of the lack of understanding of the laws and our constitutional rights that they took an oath to uphold themselves, they were much more concerned with OGI's constitutionally protected behavior rather than the officer's behavior and reaction to that. At the end, I gave them a piece of my mind, which caused the head of the Board of Commissions to sneak out the back door, walk around the block to his vehicle that was parked directly outside of the city hall. He thought he was slick and he thought he got away until he realized I was filming him, and he tried to speed away, tailgating and almost hitting into the back of a golf cart with a mother and a child on the back of the golf cart facing traffic. This is very dangerous and very concerning when these are the board members of the Citizen Review Board, which overlooks and oversees the complaints put out on officers, whether they are acting within their duties and policies or law. I hope you enjoy this follow-up. Links to the live stream and OGI's videos will be linked in the description.
That lady's asking if you can record. That lady that was sitting right here. What's that?
2 minutes went by, so I decided to go out and see if I could catch the last bit of their conversation.
Treat it like it's a name of a real person. They react to it.
We try to have the guys understand. People can say things to us. We're used to being recorded. He's got a camera. We're used to being recorded all the time. It's just one of those things in law enforcement. Officers shouldn't act any differently whether they're being recorded or not.
We didn't have a cell phone.
Now, changed quite frequently in the last short amount of time, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Sure.
Should I put a little pressure on them? Glad I got that on camera. That's pretty concerning that she's on the Citizen Review Board and doesn't even know you can record.
Yeah.
The cops just had to let her know that everything we're doing is perfectly legal. How the hell is she on the fucking Citizen Review Board?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I mean, I can show you the case law. I've got the Florida Section 119.
Honestly, how the fuck is she on the Citizen Review Board? And I just came out here and started filming them because I wanted to catch what she was saying.
Yeah.
They had to let her know that
It's perfectly lawful.
it's perfectly lawful.
It's a public meeting.
And that, no, just even recording police in general, they just had to let her know. And I came out, I started recording, he's like, see, he's recording right now. And he's like, we shouldn't act any different whether we're being recorded or not.
Yeah, Ohio and Wisconsin.
I'll get a definitive answer for it, okay, and I'll present that.
Because I mean, if you look at time running.
No, there was no
I noticed that two summers ago last week. Most of Texas, Washington.
So remember, if you're gonna play something back, remember, if you're gonna play something back, you want to probably use that. Yeah, I think I've got it. Yeah, it's got a good side. There we go. So. How come you're not even getting a camera? I only got like this left, this much when I got it. Thank you.
It's the city attorney right there.
So.
Okay, well, it seems to me that, I mean, this incident has now grown into quite a big deal, and that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Here they start deflecting and asking what OGI could have done different. That generation has a very difficult time understanding what actual freedom is. Could you do this? Yes, but we can do this as well, and it's about the officer's behavior, not what OGI could have done different. Now listen to how they are biased, and this is because of their ignorance of the law and just their own brainwashed belief system. Board Council member Joy Spivak even based her bias off what she believes a journalist should be doing under her eyes. So if you do anything different, you are not doing journalistic work. This is the same woman that had to ask the police right before this if it was legal for us to record them.
Would an alternative have been to pick up your cell phone and just call the police department and say one of your police cars is running unattended? Don't you gotta look in? My last question is directed at counsel here. There's a bunch of allegations in his presentation regarding legal issues in terms of kidnapping and constitutional rights and Supreme Court citations. None of us are lawyers. I don't see how we even have the basis to evaluate those legal allegations.
You are correct. The questions or issues that he's raised is outside of the jurisdiction of this board. I believe he's also been advised to contact the appropriate agencies that do review those type of concerns and complaints.
All right, so you're sort of agreeing with me that we really can't pass judgment on any of those legal issues?
Correct.
Okay.
Here they are again, worrying about his logo more than the actual task at hand. The officer's behavior. Was the officer professional and respectful?
I noticed the logo on your video that said open investigations with some kind of seal on it. Could you explain to us what that is?
You know, you started off so well. You found a violation. Car shouldn't have been there with the windows open and running. It's just that you're a journalist,
Correct.
which means to me you would cover what is happening or cover the news. It's just that as you went on during this tape, it seemed like you were trying to create or incite him to react to what you were doing. You know that the police have a very important job. I'm sure you would agree with that.
Absolutely.
And apparently you cursed at him and tried to, it appeared that you tried to get him to say something back to you. And you took his attention away from what could have been serious things. He was there for an event that needed police attention. So the totality would seem to me that this investigation was very thorough. Apparently, according to the report, there were witnesses nearby who were very concerned with your actions, with what you were saying and doing, and how you were holding the phone near his face. So once again, the totality of the investigation would say that the right conclusion has
If I was being belligerent, I mean, I brought a case law. Even if I was being belligerent, which obviously I was cursing at him, which again is a constitutionally protected activity. I have a right to redress grievances when a public official, such as a police officer, is acting childish.
I'm not so sure about that because other people were very concerned with the way you were acting. They were afraid
It's not
of you.
normal to see people stand up to government, that's why.
Narrow this down, the real issue really is you think under charge 3, he was disrespectful.
Absolutely.
That's it. You'd be happy if that conclusion.
If it was found sustained, yes, that he was
I'm just trying to understand.
unprofessional.
In my watching all of it and reading everything, I was feeling anger towards you for,
lawfully redressing my grievances.
Yeah.
no, the way to lawfully redress a grievance like you had about the vehicle was to call or file a report, not to aggressively get in his face, swear at him, and try and rile him up. That's
He
my
approached me
opinion.
aggressively.
That's my opinion.
Hostility was met with hostility.
That is my
If it
opinion.
were my car and I came out from Publix and I saw somebody standing there right next to the window, looking in the window and that kind of thing, I would be a little suspicious too. So it seemed like it got the hackles up right from
My own
the beginning.
view is, and I think was largely shared by the panel, is that there was a certain amount of disrespect, sort of mutual disrespect in this interchange, which I thought almost painful to watch. The whole thing could have been avoided if you'd taken my suggestion and just simply called the police department. I'm gonna ask each of you to, you either agree with the finding here of exonerated on disrespect, or whether you think a different outcome is warranted.
I would agree with the internal affairs finding.
Sir.
Yes, I think under the totality of the circumstances that it was an aggressive nature. It's kind of like, I'm a journalist, I've got rights, I can do this, but you can't because you're a police officer. But under the totality of the circumstances, I can see why the officer was curt, so I would agree with the totality of the circumstances that I would sustain the findings of Chief Westler.
In law enforcement, officers shouldn't act any differently whether they're being reported or not.
I did.
Down here.
I agree with.
Excuse me.
Turn your microphone on, please. Thank you.
I agree with the finding of sustained on the first two counts, and I agree with not finding sustained on the last account.
Please.
Yes, I agree with the investigation that was conducted, that the right decision was made.
And I'm going to agree with my other four colleagues that we should accept the report as submitted. Well, I guess the question is whether he was provoked. But anyway.
He wasn't provoked,
We
that's the
have,
thing.
we
He
beat this
provoked
one
me.
now to a pulp, so.
How do they have people in the citizen review board that don't know anything about law and they put it against you that you exercise your rights, and they say the cops can act unprofessional?
And that's the thing, is like, it's their mission statement, that's why.
Yeah, they can act unprofessional if a person swears at them.
But their mission statement clearly states that regardless.
They have to be professional. She's talking about his logo.
I'm Barry Martinez.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm
Opportunity
Debbie.
to introduce myself.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Has to be a little better, maybe?
It's, Ally, thank you for all your work.
Yes, thank you for coming.
It's difficult to keep procedures.
Nice to see you guys once a year.
Set a meeting once a year.
And right under the wire too.
Yeah. And I got my ethics training yesterday.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah.
I did the ethics
45
training
minutes.
yesterday,
I
and
appreciate that.
Good to meet you.
I had done it last year as well, so it's kind of.
Where did our lawyer?
I think she's writing up your.
She went out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Very biased citizen review board, I must say, guys. Very biased. You don't understand anything about the Constitution or actual law, and you put it against the citizens for that. Police officers should always be professional no matter what they're confronted with. Read up on case law. Ridiculous. Just to understand how the citizens can be blamed for the officer's disrespect. It was even admitted the officer was disrespectful.
There was a certain amount of disrespect, sort of mutual disrespect in this interchange.
First thing on the who are we? Respect. We are courteous and compassionate and inclusive to our team members and value of well-being of others. accountability, professionalism. We demonstrate a high standard of excellence through efficiency and effectiveness while displaying a can-do and positive attitude. How does the review board not say that the officer was that at all times? This gentleman said he was disrespectful, but yet he was exonerated. Bias, bias, bias. They need some people that understand the Constitution. You guys, they just took an oath to respect the Constitution, and you guys put that against him. You guys will be seeing me next month because I put in a complaint against officers too, so. Check out Naples Airport on YouTube. You'll see the video before you actually get it sent to you.
I'm gonna keep this going here for a little bit, but I will be cutting it off. Ryan, if you could do me a favor, the video was uploaded back in March.
Dude, that dude snuck out the back and now he's over there.
Yeah.
He's coming around.
If you could go back and copy the link and drop the link here in live so that people can go back and see the interaction, you'll see that I was actually very cordial at the very beginning. And I only became irate when, I could ask
I'm going in.
to take the light out of my face, but he wouldn't. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know anything to do with and there was a place to say,
It was a long walk to his car. He thought he was going to avoid us. Speeding away, tailgating a person with a kid and a mother on the back of the golf cart, tailgating them.